Hello and welcome to The Human Now, where we're discussing ideas around what it means to be in this state of time and most importantly, making positivity louder. No matter where you are around the world, welcome. No matter what you're feeling or what mood you're in, we hope this podcast helps lift your vibration today. I'm Cash.
And I'm Perry.
And this is The Human Now. Hit it, man. Champions have returned.
Does this make you want to get up and shadow box?
I was just going to say, man, come on, let's go. What's your go-to like celebration move? Like if you scored the winning goal or the winning
celebrate. It's like, I've been known to do a couple of backflips in my time. I think I'm just a standard punching the air.
Yep.
Yourself?
Two hands.
Oh, nice. Classic Rocky.
Yeah, we're trying to teach my nephew Sean.
Yep.
We're trying to teach him hip hip hooray.
Yeah.
When we do hooray, it's two hands up. So like hip hip hooray.
Cute.
He kind of just thinks we're all crazies.
Yeah.
But no, we're back in the hot seat.
Back in the hot seat.
How you been, man?
Good. It's been a couple of weeks since we've recorded.
I know. I've been missing it.
Yes.
I've been missing it quite a bit.
Yeah. Apologies.
No, that's all good.
But we are post-Christmas now. How was your Christmas?
Oh, man, it was busy.
Yeah.
It was busy, but it was good.
Yeah.
It was like an 8 o'clock start, 9 o'clock finish. But it was nice, really nice to see all the family. Did a lot of eating.
Yep.
But it was, I just love an Auckland Christmas. The roads are quiet, man.
Yeah.
And everyone's just on that vibe. And I was in full yellow that day.
Of course.
Which made me feel good. And I'm back in it again.
Nice. That was bucket hat and all.
Yeah, man. Thinking hat.
Yep.
How about yourself?
Yeah, good. Same. It was just busy.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of family, lots of food.
Yep.
It's good to see everyone. And yeah, just a nice chill day with the family.
Yeah.
Nowhere to be.
Exactly, man. No agenda. I think that's what's nice too, It's like going through the whole year. Every single day there's like an agenda. You got to get through A, B, C, D, E, F. And then when everyone just stops, it's just like, what are we doing today?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do this.
Yep.
Maybe. If we don't get to it, it's all good.
She'll be right.
She'll be right. But yeah, no, I think it's good. We're back.
Yes. Should we get into some gratitude?
Yeah, man. I think it's coming to that time of the year where, well, actually, it's something that we've been practicing for quite a while now, at the end of every day. We always look back at what we're grateful for and about. And I think for us, it's like the first thing we always go to is our home and our bed. Like there's no safer or cozier feeling than the bed.
Yeah.
When you're just ready to call it a night and you're just like, I can rest here.
Yeah.
And then you feel safe. Like you just feel safe in your home, and our home protects us from the outside. It houses everything. And again, it's like our safe place where we can just be us. So very grateful for our home and that it enables us to have this space as well. I think we're very, very grateful for where we are.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I think just coming off the back of Christmas, keep it simple. I'm very grateful for family and for friends. I'm grateful for some good weather.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, I just like this time of year.
Yeah,
it's just like you said, everyone is sort of out of the rat race a little bit. Everyone's calmed down. Everyone's slowed down.
Yeah.
So it's just nice to just for good food and good conversation.
I was out running yesterday morning. I really didn't want to go for it.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll just do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that was because of the weather.
Yeah.
Like I woke up and I heard it rain, and then there was a small little window where it stopped raining, and I was like, okay, I gotta get out and I gotta do it. I went and did it. And when I got back, the sun was shining.
Yeah.
And yesterday turned out to be an amazing day. We ended up going out for the afternoon and just had some ice cream because it was that hot, ice cream and a milkshake. And yeah, it's just so grateful because, oh man, the start of the year was not the best, was it? And I feel like everyone's kind of been longing for this holiday just because we didn't get that one before.
Yep.
And then also I just want to share some gratitude, and I'm grateful for you being here as well. And, you know, we're 8 episodes in, and just speaking to people over the break and just when we meet them.
Yeah, it's been a lot of positive feedback.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that couldn't have happened without you sitting here.
Oh, and without you as well. So
Cute.
Why is gratitude important? Why should people practice it?
I think it kind of reminds you that, like, I think it takes that ego out, right?
Yeah.
Is that nothing actually happens without everyone else, or like it's not your own doing.
It's bigger than you.
It's bigger than you, and everything is so limited. You know, like we can always dream and think of having the next biggest thing, but if we're not even grateful for what we've got, then we don't really see the value in it.
Yeah.
I think for us, it just reminds us like there's a lot of people who have a lot worse.
Yeah, true.
And even at this time, like we are so lucky to be sitting in this room, to have these resources available to us. You know, like not everyone has the opportunity to have this. And there's something very special about that. And we can't take advantage of that. You know, I think we're very grateful to have this.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think just at a more tangible level, I think we know that gratitude shifts our focus from shifts our focus from our lack to what we have.
That's right.
And then just other things, like it changes your mental state, changes your point of view, reduces stress and all that sort of stuff as well. So I think at a more tangible level,
definitely,
that's what it does. And I think that's why there should be some sort of practice. I'll be the first one to put my hand up and say I don't have a daily ritual of a gratitude practice, but I understand it's important. It's something I'm willing to take up and implement. Yeah,
definitely. I think even like you're saying, when I think what it helps to do is it helps you just to take account of what you've got.
Yeah.
And then also change from a taking mentality to a giving mentality. Like I've already got enough. I'm grateful for it. Let me now share.
Yeah.
You know, or what I have is enough. I'm adequate.
Yep.
You know, so let's give this away.
Yep.
Cool.
Gratitude. You know, I found you like find reasons for gratitude in the most randomest of places.
Yeah.
It was just a couple of weeks ago. I was watching a Mr. Beast video with Laksh.
Yep.
Yeah, they love Mr. Beast, and they're getting into all his videos. So there was the one where he built 100 wells in Africa.
Yep.
And he was sort of like confused as to why he's doing it, and like, what do you mean they don't have water? So we went through that process of explaining to him and clean water and this and that, and like from then on, he's become more grateful for just having running tap water.
Yeah.
You know, and like in the past, and I'm not to say that it's stopped completely. In the past, they'll like run the water and he'll spend like 10 minutes just like playing in the water and washing his hands and stuff. And, but it's just a reminder of, do you remember watching that and what that means? And he switches back to that. And so I think that was a nice way to portray that we should be grateful for just running water. And something that he really clicked into very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And even just food.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Food, having access to cars. Like, I think, for having been down a car, you know, really puts into perspective, like, the novelty of having 2 cars and what that brings. You know, when you're down to one, you're like, holy moly, I'm grateful we even have one car.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like you make things work, but it's just like, wow, we're very, very
Privileged.
yeah. And if I feel like if you don't practice it, it just like skims over your head and you don't see it, you know? And then that's when you just take things for granted. And even like just walking outside, you know, the ability that we have and where we live is you can go for a walk outside. There's places right now where you can't even be outside.
True.
You know, and we have such a system set up as well that it just is safe.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places around the world right now which don't feel safe. So, yeah, I think it's nice. Like, I think going off, even if at the beginning of our episodes, I think even if we start off with some gratitude, you know, just what I've been grateful from the start of the week. And after the morning montage, then we move into some gratitude.
Cool.
Just gets us into a bit of a flow and
for sure
keeps us true to know why we're here.
Yeah. Sweet.
Perfect, man.
Speaking of knowing why we're here, I think we're very conscious that we've got an audience.
Yeah.
We're very conscious that we're on a journey ourselves.
Yeah.
And so something that we tend to do a lot of outside of these four walls and outside of the time we spend on screen is we reflect on what we've done and how we're going and what works and what doesn't work. But I guess we thought we should bring it onto the podcast a little bit and have a bit of a performance review or a reflection on how we're doing and what's working.
Yeah.
What are your initial thoughts? I guess based on the feedback that we got over Christmas as well, I think we know that what we set out to do, we're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then I guess for us, we're so keen on scaling it.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that we're perfect.
No.
It's not to say that we get it right all the time.
No.
It's not to say that what we're doing right now was not wrong either. But yeah, just what are your initial thoughts on how we're going? Yeah.
I think so. The way I like to think of it is we could literally be doing nothing
in this time right now.
In this time.
Yep.
We could have like not even given this thing an opportunity or a shot. So we could have been, my baseline is 0.
Yeah.
You know, and the fact that we haven't actually thought about, what do we want to do when we get to episode, when we do that 10th one?
Yep.
It's just like we've taken an episode at a time. And I think we kind of we know we both have high standards and we want to both deliver to that.
Correct.
And also we know when we haven't hit that.
There's definitely been moments as soon as we cut, we're like, man.
Not a good one. but it's building on that, right? And coming back and rebuilding on that, bringing more energy, bringing 10 times, you know, what we bought. That's why even just starting with Rocky today, it's just like, this is
pick me up
the energy.
Yeah,
this is what when you're going into the fight again now we're into the 8th round.
Yep.
You know, that's where you got to find your legs, and it's about fitness, right? And yeah, speaking to people been loving it. The people I've spoken to, you know, they said that it's just they enjoy the chemistry, they enjoy the energy, the banter. I think it's been going good. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, same. I'm 100% enjoying it. I have a little bit of regret about this dance that I've promised people.
The people want it.
The people, unfortunately, I've come to learn that the people do want it.
Exactly.
Which is not good for me.
You, the person who is watching this right now, please, we need your help. We're halfway there. We're halfway there on Instagram. Perry said if we get 1,000 followers by the end of Jan, he will redo that video. He'll remake it. We are so close. If each person just does this and gets one person on board, we will get there. What a way to start the year.
I'm just trying to think of ways to sabotage it. jump into the account and start deleting followers.
It'll bring so much joy to. That's what we're here to do, right? It's just to bring some peace, love, and positivity to the listeners, to the community. And I think we're starting to do that. We're starting to form a little community. You know, I've had people asking us where they can get some thinking hats, wanting to know, like, you know, we talked about e-commerce. So when are we starting to roll out some stuff?
Yep. I had someone ask to come on the podcast as well over the week.
Sweet.
Over the Christmas break.
That's exciting.
Be cool to have that person on.
Yeah. Well, there we go. See, I feel like the engine's running.
Yeah.
You know, the wheels are turning and I already think like being 8 episodes in and every time we put stuff out, now even like just wearing yellow is just like, I get excited. I get so excited over that. Anything I see yellow, I'm just like so excited about the Human Now again.
Nice.
And now we're talking about performance review. You know what's on top of my list is we need to have a chat.
Okay.
Do you remember the episode where Joey buys Chandler a watch?
The gold watch?
Yeah.
Yep.
Where is it, man? Huh? I need to pull you up on this. What's happening?
Yeah, I forgot. Next episode, it'll be here.
You know, every day I see it, I'm like, I gotta wear this. I gotta wear this. For those listening, last episode, Parry gifted me this bracelet. And yeah, it actually has been serving as a reminder every time I put it on. It's that, championing positivity. And I walked in today.
This EP.
Saw this guy's wrists.
Oh, I apologize. Next episode, it will be on. But yeah, all that to say that, yes, we believe we're on the right path, but that doesn't mean that we don't need your feedback. Feedback is king.
Oh, yeah.
So again, please, if it's in the comments, if it's an email to us, if it's a Instagram DM, whatever it is, just reach out and tell us what you want more of, what you want less of.
Yeah.
And if there's anything that we can help with.
I think what I've also been enjoying is like from the time we have started until now, I don't feel like it's only now that it started where people have actually been messaging us and sending us ideas, sending us questions to discuss on the podcast.
Yep.
You know, and I really want to just take the time to really just thank everyone who's taken a moment out of their busy schedule, you know, to even just like listen, but also to go and engage and give us feedback on the episodes. I'll actually share something that we got from the episode that we did with my mum. Again, because this was just from someone who listens to a lot of podcasts.
Yep.
Where is it? So shout out to Vish. He sent this to us and he said, long-time listener, first-time caller. Always think of messaging, but I'm always listening while driving, then I forget. Law of diminishing intent.
Nice.
Had high expectations when I saw this pop up. So he's talking about the episode with my mum.
Yep.
Saw this when, had high expectations when I saw this pop up last week and can say it did not disappoint. I listen to a lot of content and there's something special about listening to someone from our own community and their story. Well done getting this one out. Getting out there, well discussed, and an important story to tell. I feel like there's a lot more on this, so when's the book coming out?
Boom.
Which is really good feedback to get, you know, and I really appreciate him taking the time out. It's those little things that spark it up in the week, you know, and reignite it like we're coming back in for another week.
For sure.
How about you, man? How have you enjoyed, or what do you think? What's your review on the process so far? Personally,
I think it's important to touch base. I mean, to recognize that this is actually episode 70. So we say 8 because 8 is after the new format, the comeback, whatever you want to call it, right? So, for me, and I've vocalized this with you, I've always felt like at the first few episodes, I felt like I was coming into your space.
Yeah.
And coming in as a co-host or as a guest on your show. Because you've done 70 episodes. I mean, yes, I was a part of the few at the start, but you had done a lot since then. But I've really come to take ownership.
Yeah.
Really enjoy the time, the conversation, the space, and the little impact that we're having now. Because I can see the scalability.
Yeah.
I can see the potential and I can see the future. It's been great in terms of holding myself accountable. And I think vice versa for you as well. I think we can hold both ourselves accountable.
Yep.
And it's nice to be on this journey with someone so like-minded. Someone who understands the good and the bad. But someone who is so ingrained in the message of positivity that you can only feel uplifted by it. So I think more than the podcast and the space, I think just being able to spend time with you weekly has been cute. Has been awesome.
Yeah.
And just reignited passions in my life.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can see how just even in the short amount of time, like you've changed as a person too. You know, like we've had now a number of those catch-ups with the boys and that's changed.
Yep.
I think you're now becoming the person that you've always wanted to be and the person that you are within our family.
Yeah.
You know? And even just, it's starting to come out of you. Thinking about the person you were when we started that the first show together.
Yeah.
You know, to now where we're at. So I can only imagine what we're going to be like in
to explode
the end of 2024.
Yeah, boy. All right. That was a bit of a cute moment.
That was a bit too cute.
Okay, so the question of the week, I guess, if we want to call it that, is what would you do if you couldn't fail? Or if you knew that you couldn't fail? What would you do?
It's an interesting question because it takes me back to my last week of this year at work.
Yep.
When my boss, Phil, asked me, he's like, if you could have achieved everything you want in 10 years, what would you do next? And that kind of relates to this question.
Yeah, for sure.
If you couldn't fail, which means if you've accomplished everything in your life. And for me, what I said was, I got the human now, there's spirituality, and then there's work, which I didn't even call it work, but that's the general
General public will call it work, yeah.
You know, if I could bring those all in one and then be about, and that's why I say positive conversations and positive spaces. If I could do that every single day, which I kind of do, but just even more. Yeah. That's what I would do if I couldn't fail again. So then that's waking up, be having like people would come to us, not for us to create buildings for them, but for us to come and transform their lives, and the buildings help to do that.
Facilitate that, yeah.
To facilitate that. And as part of that, we're also helping them to become better people. You know, it's a process of transformation. That's what if I couldn't fail, that's what I do. And then just go and do that all over the world.
Yeah. Well, you're well on your path. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
You?
For me, such a big question, man. It's like I always struggle with these sorts of questions. Like I guess there's two parts of it, right? Like if I knew that I couldn't fail, I would. Like I feel like there's two parts of it. I feel like there's like you said, the work.
Yep.
But again, for me, I wouldn't call it work. I'd call it impact,
it's the lifestyle
or whatever. And then there's the then there's your personal life.
Yeah.
Obviously, one day we want to merge them.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, I think it's my personal life. Like I just want to be happy.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't. It might sound simplistic. I just want to be happy. And I just want to be the best dad and best husband.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's it.
Yeah.
I'm by no means am I perfect. I get angry at the kids.
Of course.
I fight with Akshi. I get sad.
That's the humanness, right? That's the
correct.
Yeah.
But if I could take away all of that and say I would just be happy all the time, then I would love to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but is that achievable? Like, is that the perfect reality that you want?
If we're talking about not failing, to me,
Right.
being angry and upset I see it as a bit of a failure because it takes away from other things.
Where does care come in then?
How do you mean?
Because, like, you're saying that like, yeah, you getting angry is because you're caring, you care about a certain value that's not being upheld.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if you don't get angry about it, then what do you stand for?
Yeah, but me getting angry about it is letting it affect me, right?
Yeah.
But if someone over there is doing whatever they want to be doing,
Yeah.
and I don't let it affect me.
But don't you need to, like, I think it's appropriate to show anger at certain times.
I think it's appropriate to show anger.
Yeah.
I don't think getting angry to the point where it's affecting you
Yeah.
is...
Yeah, I think you can get angry and be logical about that. You mean angry as in being emotional about it?
Yeah.
Where it
'Cause when
stops and gets
in the way of other things, right?
you being the best you.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. And then the other thing is I just want to transform lives all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I could flip a switch and do it tomorrow, that's what I'd do.
So why are you flipping the switch, man?
Yeah. That's what I'm working towards.
Mm-hmm. Yep. In your own time. Yeah.
But sooner rather than later. Watch this space.
I'm waiting, man. I'm waiting patiently.
Yes.
But I think it's, I don't know. If you couldn't fail, like, even you've come on here and you've said it as well. You win or you
learn. Yeah.
So then
the purpose of the question was if you couldn't fail.
Yeah.
So what do you want to say? This is a stupid question.
There's no room. There's no room for failure because you learn.
Okay, so then this question and this whole segment was dumb.
Nah. No, it's relevant.
There's no failure.
It's very relevant.
There's no failure. You only learn.
I think what I'm trying to say is that I'm reinforcing the idea, right? Is that when there is no failure, there's only learning.
Mm-hmm.
But also just to, okay, let me take a few steps back because I think you need to have the honest sit down and just think what you could do if there was no failure. Because it wasn't until I was in that moment and I was asked, I was like, yeah, I'm usually the one who's asking everyone, what can you do? What would you do if you couldn't fail?
Yeah.
You know, what do you want to do when you grow up?
Yeah,
what do you want to do if you could do anything you want?
So what are you saying? So then you need to sit down.
Is to actually just sit down and think about it. Like there'll be people who are sitting here listening to this, right? And then like they won't go, there will be no action off this because they're just listening.
Right.
So what I'm trying to say is like, just pause right now and have a think. Like, what could you do if you couldn't fail? Who could you be? Who could you become?
And then let us know.
And let us know. Hit us. And again, it goes back to what we said in that it was like episode 63, you know, when we said that if you need help to get there, the guy that's going to help you sitting right here. He's looking for people.
Yes, sir.
Because he's got the tools and the skills.
Yep.
And And it's not to sit and like, I think also as part of it, in you helping people, you yourself will grow.
Correct.
Right. And that's what's going to help you to move past the notion that you may fail.
Correct.
Right. I don't know where that was going or what I was.
No. I think that's an important question. I think right now, yes, everyone needs to pause, ask themselves a question. Yeah. List at least 5 things.
Yeah.
And then hit us up if you want to start to close the bridge.
And then I think past that is just imagine, like actually just close your eyes and just imagine that life. Because that's what I had to do in that moment when I was talking to my boss. It's just like, what would I do when I wake up?
Yep.
What would I do when I talk to people? How would I behave? How would I want to behave? You know? Like imagining myself when clients come in and then I'm just being me and, you know, taking them through that process. Yeah. It's just like, holy moly, that'd be epic. You know, and then again, like if I've imagined that in my head, then let's make that a reality.
See it, believe it, achieve it.
All right, man.
Cool.
On to some community questions.
Yes.
So this one we had come in from Kieran. So thanks, Kieran, for sending in this question. His question was, has there been a time where you've had a setback or a situation that you've struggled to deal with initially or struggled with for a while, but eventually overcame, and how so? So I think this kind of rolls in with the theme of what we've been talking about today, you know, where we're reflecting on our journey, had a few setbacks, and then, what would we do if we couldn't fail? Bringing in fear and failure into this as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to just start off the first one with, I think everything when you're in a place of a setback or a situation that you're struggling to deal with, is just acceptance. The first thing you got to do is just accept that it has happened.
Correct.
I think you can run away from it from as long as you want, but in the end, it's always going to come back.
Yeah. I think also people tend to dwell on what went wrong and this and that and whose fault is it? But it's just like, it's happened.
Yep.
Accept. And
you can't change the past.
Correct.
And if we're going on a spiritual level, the past doesn't exist.
Correct.
There's nowhere where you can go back and find it again. The only thing you have right now, the only thing that is real, the realness, is this very moment.
Correct.
And again, you can't see the future.
Mm-hmm.
The future hasn't happened. It could have multiple possibilities and outcomes. So no matter what you're doing, the only thing you can do right now is just accept that you've got right now. It's the now of the human now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it's also looking at, again, bringing it back to reality, is expectation and where that placement of your happiness is. Like for the reason for why you feel like you've got a setback or the situation like you're struggling to get through it is because of the placement of that happiness.
Yeah.
If you've put your happiness in a result or in a person, like the outcome of someone doing something for you, then like expectations lead to disappointment.
Yeah. I think also in terms of setbacks are looked at as failure. We talked about in an earlier episode that, you know, we attach our ego to that failure, and and I think that's something that we need to not do. I think the only reason you get emotional is because you've attached your ego to something.
Yeah.
Right. And so we said, realize that you are not the failure. This is something that's happened to you.
Yeah.
So setback is not you. Doesn't
define your identity.
It's not your identity. It doesn't define who you are.
Yeah.
It's just something that's happened. And that ties into the acceptance and then moving forward as well.
Yep. And then we said taking responsibility as well.
Yeah.
Is that it's
all my fault.
It is.
It's all my fault.
Yep.
Like I think if you have an attitude of it's all my fault, then it's up to you to resolve it.
Mm-hmm.
You can go out and blame this person or society or this situation, or I didn't have the right resources and this and that. But if you had an attitude of it's all my fault, then if it's meant to be, it's up to me.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
up
I
to
like
me.
that.
If it's up to me to resolve it.
If it's meant to be, it's up to me. That's nice.
Pretty sure that was Darren.
Is it?
I think so.
He'll ring and tell us.
Yeah.
And then we also talked about getting distance. Is again taking the emotion out of it and looking at it logically. And that's what we just talked about earlier on, right? Is you can get caught up in, and we're not saying don't get caught up and be sad, because in that moment you will. It's natural.
Feel it. Feel what you need to feel, and then
you got to feel.
move on.
Yeah, you got to feel that pain. You got to know what it feels like.
Correct.
And then it's once you've had enough time to know what it feels like. Once you've got tired of dragging the ball,
Yeah.
And you're tied down by the chain. Once you're tired of that and you've felt it long enough, then start looking at it logically. Okay, remove this out of me, get some space from it. It's just that situation that's happened.
Correct.
Again, going back to the identity, it's not me.
Yep.
And then I've also put here, and we talked about it too, is just talking to people. Problem shared is a problem halved. And I think we've done that with this podcast as well, and we routinely do that.
Yep.
Is we'll go and talk to people about our performance and what we've done. And even if we feel something hasn't gone right, we'll question it.
Yeah.
We'll be like, oh, what do you guys think of this? We weren't too sure about it. And then it helps to just remove it from us again. You take that ego out.
Correct.
And then I think as part of that as well, it helps to change like the picture of who we think we are in our head based on how we want people to perceive us. Does that make sense?
Say that again.
So it changes, it helps to like not keep the identity we have of ourselves cemented in here, because we like naturally we portray who we want the world to think we are.
Yep.
Right? But through talking to people and just saying that, how did you think about this? We're not holding on to that idea
Does
of...
you get a sense of reality?
Yeah. Because it's just like, again, you're not because you're not holding on to that notion of that this is who I am.
Yeah.
And that you're constantly evolving. I think that's what I wanted to say. Is that just because you've been like this way and you've done this doesn't mean you need to stay that way.
Correct. Yeah.
And uphold an image.
Yep.
It's okay to turn a new leaf. And I think also is redefining the purpose, or go back to the purpose. If you're caught up on something, I think thinking bigger and higher about it, is what is the actual purpose in what I'm doing. And I think we've done that too. It's just sitting here like maybe we look at an episode, we feel like we haven't delivered the best episode.
Yeah.
But actually our purpose is to deliver positivity.
Which it's served.
Which it's doing. And again, it's the brick of the big wall. And looking at that, again, application is when, because they talked about how do you overcome certain situations, setbacks, right? That's in that moment of time, of life, right? But actually that life is a big wall. And so when you look at the big wall, it's like,
insignificant.
It's the brick.
Yeah.
At that moment, that brick's going to be important. But also to look bigger and higher, have that grander vision, a higher vision. And I think eventually you overcome it, and everyone's going to be different.
Yeah.
Time is relative to the individual going through it, the skill set they have, the people around them, the circumstances. There's a whole lot of other conditions around that will govern it. but eventually it'll come down to the person at the right time and the right place. No one outside of that person's going to be able to, they'll be able to help, but eventually I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything more to add?
I don't know. I don't know if I disagree with your last comment there. You said about it being up to an individual's, like what resources they have, what mindset they're in, all of that sort of stuff. Like I think if I was to say to you, Akash, you go to work every day this way, but if I was to show you a shortcut tomorrow, would you not start taking the shortcut?
Yeah.
Instantly?
But there's people who aren't going to see that. That's up to them.
Yeah, and I guess that's where they're taking the step back, right? Looking at it not emotionally and then speaking to people is probably the most important part of that.
Yeah.
Because when you are emotional, you don't see things how they are. You see things how you are.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's where I'm coming at.
Yeah. And then mine was just about that time, right? Which I think, like, I don't think we're saying all these things in a list.
No.
I think they all happen. It's kind of circular, right? Yep. And like each of them are dependent on all these different things. Which I think for people listening and watching, that's how we're thinking these will be interpreted, right? Is that it's not it's actually, this all happens.
Yeah, and that we say that it's up to the individual. Like the individual who is dealing with this needs to pick out which step, if you want to call it that, they need to at that time. So it is not a sequential order.
No. Very good.
Cool.
I think that was a really good question to have in, and so if anyone does have any more questions on that, if they'd like us to explain anything more as well, go into things a little bit deeper. And no questions is a stupid question. And if you're thinking that, we can guarantee there's going to be
someone else,
so many other listeners who are thinking this as well.
Correct. Yep.
And again, it really just helps to reinforce ideas to me and Perry. It helps us. Definitely helps our listeners. That's what the feedback we're getting back. Yeah. So again, problem shared is a problem halved. So hopefully we've been able to answer Kieran's question.
Cool. All right. We forgot to do a morale check at the start of the show.
Where you at, Perry?
Huh? I'm at a 9. I'm at a 9.
Very good.
Yeah. Just my gut is keeping me 1 point down.
Nah, man. That's your mentality telling you that. Goggins mentality, man. Come on.
I'm gonna go do 100 pull-ups right now.
What did you? Oh, let's tell the people man. Perry just loves putting these challenges up for himself. He's like, I'm gonna go do this, and then places of comfort.
I'm committed to it. I'm committed to it. Yeah, 100%. So I'm gonna when you guys do your last
half
marathon in April. At the waterfront. I'm gonna run a 10K. Nice. This is me who has never been a runner. I used to run like for cardio.
Yeah.
But never seriously.
Yeah.
And my fitness is terrible right now, but I'm committed to running a 10K.
Nice.
When you guys do your last run in April.
Man, this guy's look 8 episodes in, and this guy has so many changes. He wants to create a video. He wants to start running.
Yep.
So
that's coming in April. So follow
Things
along.
to look forward to.
Yes.
It's part of the journey.
Might not be here after April. But the run
bigger
will be
and better, man.
The run will be completed. And then hopefully more after that. I just continue
You're running a half.
Push myself.
Very good.
Yes.
I'm sitting at an all-time 10.
Nice.
I'm glowing.
Nice.
Feeling good.
Very good. All right.
Is that us for today?
It's us.
Very good. Thank you so much for tuning in and just being here with us. We hope there's been something in this episode that you've valued I know that even just from being here and going through all of this again, I'm feeling so good.
Yeah.
I feel so energized, and I feel so energized talking to people and sharing what we've been doing. Like it just, I get so excited. And it really makes me like, yeah, there is no fear, you know, like what would we do if there was no fear? We'd be doing this, you know, and if there is someone out there who is listening, who is watching, and they kind of you want a slice of this? Come get it. You know, like this is who we are and what we love doing, and we will help you to get there. It just takes, what did you say, Perry? It's that 20 seconds of courage.
Courage, yeah.
That's all it takes, and we will be there. If there's someone that you know who needs to listen to this, please share it and pass it on to them. You know, we want to just radiate this world with positive energy. We've got big things planned for 2024.
Mm-hmm.
We want to get people on. We want to spread the vibration. We want to lift the energy.
Do not follow us on Instagram, though. Do not
follow us, please. My leaving message today is that if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, and you have one friend, your husband, your partner, your son, your daughter, anyone, if your dog has an Instagram account, please follow The Human Now. Peace.